Coming up on Look Today, well, the Remember Our Troops ceremony took place today in Half Moon to recognize Yellow Ribbon Day, and we were there. And BOCES is coordinating a regional schools job fair that's happening this Thursday. We have some of those details. And we've got more on the Downtown Revitalization Initiative in Glens Falls. It's all ahead on Look Today. Welcome, everyone. I'm Jay Hood Jackson, and this is Look Today. Well, tonight's program, I sit down with Susan Siplon. She's executive director of the new Park Theater in Glens Falls, and we're joined by Bridget Dunning. She's the managing director of the theater, and they're here to talk about the transformation of this historical theater, upcoming ribbon-cutting ceremony, and some of the first events that they will be presenting. I also sit down with Kim Sopcich. She's executive director of the Family Service Association of Glens Falls. And we're joined by Jim Goodspeed. He's race director of the Glens Falls 5K Rotary Corporate Race. I think it's Corporate Challenge. And they're here to talk about the association's mission and the fundraiser to benefit it. Plus, we've got your weather for the Tri-North counties, but first, these headline stories. Well, in our lead story, the Remember Our Troops ceremony took place today in Half Moon to recognize Yellow Ribbon Day. Now, Saratoga County officials and Blue Star Mothers hosted the event to take the opportunity to thank residents for all their donations to the recent troop drive. Well, we were at the event, and we spoke to Saratoga County Clerk Craig Hayner.
Well, it is important as a community to remember exactly that freedom is not free, that there are people every day who are in harm's way, and we take it for granted. We get up every day and we can move freely, throughout our communities and across states. And there's a lot of people who don't have that privilege in the world, and we really need to be thankful for those who protect those freedoms for us.
Well said. Yellow Ribbon Day, by the way, which happens every year on April 9th, recognizes troops that are serving currently overseas. And we spoke to one of the organizers, Carol Hoteling.
I write to all the different congressmen. I don't do computers. And I write to the president all the time. I want every state in the United States to have a Yellow Ribbon Day and use April 9th. And Matt Moppin's the reason for all these different programs for Yellow Ribbon Day.
In other news, well, BOCES is coordinating a regional schools job fair. It's going to take place this Thursday at Saratoga Springs High School. Now, the BOCES region is comprised of 31 rural, suburban, and small city school districts. BOCES is seeking to employ teachers and additional staff support members. We spoke to BOCES Assistant District Superintendent Donna Weisenburn.
Well, we felt that there was a need to do something different because there is such a shortage right now of teachers in the state and nationally. That we felt we needed to do something a little bit different than we would normally do for recruiting purposes. In addition to that, because the unemployment rate is so low at 4.1%, it's the lowest in the last 17 years, our districts are struggling finding non-instructional positions.
Switching from news to weather. Well, temperatures are expected to heat up as the week progresses. Let's leave it there. Let's see how the week is shaping up. For a more detailed look at our weather, let's head to the Glens Falls Weather Center for a look at your first forecast.
Thank you, Jesse. I'm meteorologist Clarence Ponser with your first look weather update here on Look TV. Right now we have a bold area of high pressure across much of the Midwest and Southeast into the Northeast as well. That low pressure is pulling away from the East Coast, and we expect to see some drier weather. Temperatures are going to drop, though, into the mid-20s across much of the Capital District, from 27 at Greenwich, 23 at Whitehall, 24 in the Fort Edward area. Glens Falls will be down to about 26 degrees, and the skies are going to be relatively clear, at least on this map, regionally 20s and 30s. And then more locally, we'll experience partly cloudy skies with a northwest wind generally going calm. On your Wednesday, we'll experience some increasing clouds, highs about 50 degrees, south wind at 10 or so miles per hour, with mainly sunny skies to kick off the day as you walk out the door. Not that much of a wind chill due to calm winds, and will be about 30 or so degrees through the 8 a.m. hour. Here's our extended forecast. Likely chance of showers on Thursday, 53 the afternoon high. Morning low at 39, then we'll bump up to 56 with a slight chance of showers Friday. Slight chance of showers on Saturday, warmer, 60, morning low 41, 60% chance of rain and snow, but cooler heading into your Sunday, especially that morning low at 36. Again, we could see some snowflakes mixing in, and mainly all rain during the daytime hours. That was your weather update here on First Look Weather on Look TV. I'm meteorologist Clarence Ponser. Now I send it back to you, Jesse.
Thanks very much, Clarence. All right, back to the news. We've got more on the Downtown Revitalization Initiative in Glens Falls. The Glens Falls Common Council is meeting tonight to vote whether or not they will approve the purchase of a downtown building on South Street. Now, the property was home to Juice and Jar until 2016, and the building may be incorporated into the Downtown Revitalization Initiative and used for the new year-round farmers market. Now, we contacted the mayor's office today. They did not get back to us, but when they do, we'll have more information for you then. Up next, I sit down with Susan Siplon. She's Executive Director of the Park Theater in Glens Falls. And we're joined by Bridget Dunnigan. She's the Managing Director of the theater. And they're here to talk about the transformation of this historical theater, the ribbon-cutting ceremony, and the first couple of events that they will be presenting. I also sit down with Kim Sopcich. She's Executive Director of the Family Services Association of Glens Falls. And we're joined by Jim Goodspeed. He's Race Director of the Glens Falls 5K Rotary Corporate Challenge. And they're here to talk about the association's mission and the fundraiser to benefit it. But first, if you see news happening, you want to share a story idea, how about join us for an interview? Then give us a call on the hotline. The number is 798-8000. Well, that's all the time we have for this edition of Look Today. Tonight's lookout, a little unusual. I was just talking to everybody here. I had a very interesting day today. We covered a lot of things. Andrew went down to cover the Yellow Ribbon event down in Half Moon. And when he came back, he just couldn't stop talking about it. Huge turnout. Just wonderful to see the community come together. And speaking of that, the interview that I did today with Jim Goodspeed and a woman from Association of Glens Falls that helps families in need. Just a very insightful interview. And then I had the interview with Susan Siplon and Bridget Dunnigan about the restoration of that beautiful little theater, the Park Theater. And tonight we're covering the Poor People's Forum in Fort Edward. We'll have a full report on that tomorrow. So many different aspects of what makes our community work. And it just all sort of came together for us here at Look Media today. So that's the lookout for tonight. And tonight on Look TV, Saratoga City Council meeting. And don't forget, tune in tomorrow night for the stories that matter to you. Good night, everyone.